Lamp, a short story from my book Walking in the Dark. It was dark in the room. For the last many hours, there was no electricity in the house. He did not know when the electricity would be restored. The people in the country had lost hope for the restoration of the broken electricity system for a while. However, within a few minutes of the return of power, people believed that the power system in the country was still intact. Like many other people, he had also bought a lantern to light up his room. However, he did not get used to buying oil for the lantern on a regular basis. Whenever he forgot to buy oil, he used to sit in the room and wait for the return of power. The same thing happened today. When the power supply broke at night, he turned on the lantern, but it turned off as there was no oil in it. Today, when the lantern turned off, the darkness started talking to him. Before today, the darkness had never talked to him. He did not know the language of the darkness. The electricity never gave him and darkness a chance to sit with each other face to face. An up and down push of a button eliminated the darkness within a flash of an eye, like it never existed. But today, the darkness wanted to take revenge from him for his overlook. The darkness wanted him to show it did exist. It was real like light. When the lantern turned off because of the lack of oil, he lied on his bed. As soon as he lied on the bed, he felt someone was touching him under his toes with his tongue. First he thought it was his imagination. But when someone's tongue continued touching him under his toes, he started shivering with fear. With fear, his eyelids started contracting and widening. He asked in a fearful voice, "Who is there?" "Darkness," the darkness whispered. He saw someone was standing next to his feet, gazing at him with glittering eyes. He tried to close his eyes, but he could not. Two glittering eyes were still gazing at him. His heart jumped in his throat because of fear. "Who, who, who are you?" he again asked in a shivering voice. "Darkness." Now he saw two lips moving under two glittering eyes. Was the tongue touching underneath my toes real? Are two moving lips under two glittering eyes real? Are the words coming out of those two moving lips real? He asked himself. He was alone in his room. He wished someone else was there with him. He thought if someone else would have been there, he could talk to him and get rid of his fear. Talking to someone helps overcome fear. A human feels he is not alone. A total confusion took over his thoughts. "I am here." The two lips under the two glittering eyes again uttered a sentence. Now he almost lost his wits. His body became wet with perspiration. The heart stuck in his throat jumped out of his body. Before his heart could run away, he picked it up with his shivering hands and again put it in his throat. The darkness tried to put its steps on his heart, but he picked it up before darkness could do it. He succeeded in putting it back in his throat. It is a strange quagmire. We constantly live in darkness, but we never let the love of light die in our hearts. I wish we could get rid of light and learn to live with the reality of permanent darkness. It would have made our lives easier. The two lips under the two glittering eyes broke into a laughter, a heart pursing laughter. Good, it's good. That's what precisely I am trying to make you understand. Light is nothing but an illusion. Forget light. Darkness is eternal, but your eyes keep wandering in search of light. He sobbed after listening to this announcement from the two moving lips under the two glittering eyes. His heart was still stuck in his throat. Due to his heart stuck in his throat, his sobs remained buried under his chest. He felt like his chest was going to burst. The two eyes near his toes saw the cracks in his chest and starting wildly dancing. This wild dance gave birth to so many new eyes, 2, 4, 8, 16, and hundreds of eyes wildly dancing in the room. Lips under the eyes and tongues moving out of lips. First he felt only one tongue was touching him under his toes. Now thousands of tongues were moving towards him. The darkness still had the total control in the room. Because there was no oil in the lantern, it was still not possible to light it. When he saw thousands of eyes and tongues moving towards him, he picked up a knife from the table next to his bed and cut his finger. Then he lit his finger with a match. His finger was burning like a lamp. The thousands of eyes, lips, and tongues turned into smoke and disappeared in the thin air. So, this was the short story Lamp from my book Walking in the Dark. Thank you.